Get up. We talked a lot about the Eagles. Well, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. The Giants were great last night. Cam Scatterboot ran it for 98 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jackson Dart threw a touchdown, ran for another. After the game, the quarterback talked about changing the narrative.
At times, there's some negativity that's surrounding here, and for us, some of the new guys that are coming here, we just got here, so we don't feel like we were involved in the past, and we got a lot of winners on this team, and guys who come out every single day and work their ass off to put on a good showing on Sundays, and we do feel like we're a really good team. We have really good players.
Exactly what you want to hear him say. That was a 9-game losing streak against Super Bowl champs that they snapped last time they beat a Super Bowl champ, where they were John Elway's Broncos. In fact, they weren't John Elway's Broncos anymore. It's a whole other story.
They were undefeated.
They were undefeated at the time the Giants beat them. That's right. It was after their first one. So here's, at the risk of an overstatement, I'm going to assess this to John Fink, our coordinating producer, who's a Giant fan, who said to me, Greeny, I am reborn, rejuvenated, I feel alive.
Wow. Should
the New York Giants fans be reacting like Fink to last night's game?
Yes, because what have you had to react like this to? Like in the stats they were throwing out last night, first time in 5 years they scored more than 7 points in the first quarter. I mean, this is a team that has been very bad for a very long time. 14 years since they won the Super Bowl. That's a significant chunk of Jackson Dart's life.
That's right.
I mean, he does not remember the last time the Giants were very good. So, yes, it's a lot of fun. Look, they lost to the Saints last week. No one else has done that. The schedule is hard. There will be ups and downs. But you come out of last night saying, we've got these guys that are fun, that are good, that are not afraid of the Super Bowl champions, and you can look ahead to the rest of this season and feel like you have something fun to root for, and you can look ahead to future seasons and feel like you have something to build on.
Sometimes when you're young in the NFL, you're just young and dumb.
Yeah.
So you don't know what you don't know. And when you watch Scatterboot and you watch Jackson Dart play, they're running into guys. They're not low. They're not getting out of bounds, any of those things. And talking to Brian Daboll last week, we had a production meeting. All he continued to say was, I love these young guys. Said it 5 times with the biggest smile on his face. And last night, we got a chance to see exactly why. Jackson Dart is not going to be pretty. He had fumbles, interceptions a week ago. But then last night, he comes out, he plays poised. The moment isn't too big. He's a leader. When I was at the game last night, there's belief in the stadium for the first time in a long time. When Jackson Dart went in the blue tent, it was just completely quiet. He walks out of the blue tent. Don't know whether he's back or not at this point. The entire stadium erupted because they know how special and how much he means to this organization right now of what he's been able to do in the last 3 weeks.
Harry, you've got tape of Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I'm blown away because he's so cool, calm, and collected. You talk about a guy being poised when he's in the pocket, no matter if it's defender players around him or not. In this first play is 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8 situation. You have all-pro linebacker Zach Bond. He is spying Jackson Dart, so they know that they have to have someone to account for him. Watch how easy it is for him. He's not getting flustered. He's not panicking in the pocket. He's going to step up, force a missed tackle, but watch this dead leg on this all-pro linebacker Zach Bond. Now you had me. Psych. No, you didn't. Touchdown, Jackson Dart. So the next play, we're going to have a 3rd and 8. They're going to send Zach Bond on a blitz. Watch how cool, calm, and collected Jackson Dart is in the pocket with a defender in his face as we let this play run. Great job. They got to 4 strong. Watch how he delivers his football. Let me stay relaxed. Let me stay poised. Now watch the ball placement. Exactly where you want that football to be, to his tight end for a first down. Great job by Jackson Dart.
He looks good, and there's no other way to say it.
Yeah.
There is reason. You're right. When you're playing a young player like this, all these young guys, you're going to have bad weeks.
Yeah.
You're going to have bad games. If I'm a fan of that team, I'm totally willing to live with that.
Absolutely.
You're giving me hope and things to be excited about, and that, I think, is the right way to feel.
It's positive energy. There has not been any of that around this franchise in so long that you're just looking for something. So yes, Jackson Dart, if you're gonna fumble, if you're gonna make a bad decision, if you're gonna take a bad sack, there's a lot of season left. We know that's going to happen. But what he showed last night, I mean, you're a Giants fan. You walk in there, it's like, this place is half Eagles fans again. Like, I'm so sick of this, right? And John Fink, I'm sure, watching the game the same way, right? Like just something to hold on to and give you that hope and that energy going forward.
The last thing I'll add is we've continued with Brian Daboll, and we've questioned his job security. I want to give him and Mike Kafka, the offensive coordinator, a ton of credit because the plan they put together with Jackson Dart, running a lot more two tight end sets, running the ball to Scatterbull, and taking a lot off of his plate and allowing him to play free, they deserve credit for that.
Here's another thing I can tell you, that for fans in Philadelphia, that football game was not even called. And then it felt like from that point forward, he was almost the forgotten man in the offense. You were there. What did you see?
You see, and after the game, both Saquon and you heard Lane Johnson talk about whether the offense is predictable or not. You just talked about D. Wood. They don't have an identity. It's time to start asking the question, why? Kevin Patullo has been in the NFL for a while now. He hasn't been a play caller, but he's been in the NFL. If this offense is predictable, is that because they don't believe in the quarterback to be able to open the offense more? Is that because they believe this is the best shot to be productive on the offensive side of the ball? These are intelligent coaches that have found ways to win games. Nick Sirianni is still on the staff. Why are they not doing more offensively? Why is the play action not working? Why are they not able to run the ball? Even last night, they start the game off to have some good runs. You look at later on in the game, it's one or two guys not blocking the guy they're assigned to, and that changes it. You look at this play right here. Jordan Mailata, one of their best offensive linemen. He is just beat by Brian Burns on that play. That's not play calling. Right here, left guard pulls. He's just beat by Kayvon Thibodeau. That's not play calling. A guy has to execute. They're going play action here. The fake between Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley does absolutely nothing. So no one's open. So when you're watching this offense, it's more than just it's predictable. Guys aren't executing. Guys are relying on to be their stars.
And to your point, J-Mac, when Saquon Barkley has those early runs, remember those RPOs that they used to run?
Yeah.
Why not try RPO and then hit a slant behind it once the linebacker jumps up and bites it? So we're not seeing any of that from the Philadelphia Eagles like we've seen it in the past.
Let me get Joe Fortenbaugh. Normally I walk to Joe Fortenbaugh, but today they're going to roll Joe Fortenbaugh to me. I like this. Go ahead, Brandon. Bring him on in. Bring Fortenbaugh into the. Look at Brandon just moving people around. Joe Fortenbaugh is our betting expert extraordinaire. B, he is from Philadelphia, so he's cranky this morning. I warn you ahead of time. Right. Joe, what do you have?
Giants blue on.
First off, you missed a great joke on the tush push right there. That's exactly what we're doing.
That's a good point.
Now, based on everything we just talked about, best way to look at betting the Philadelphia Eagles would be to miss the playoffs. It's at a price of plus 250. Now, I want you to think about this. Plus 250, what does that mean? It means 28%. So ask yourself, greater than, less than, or equal to 28% chance of missing the playoffs. I think it's greater, which is why you consider the bet. 3 key reasons. Number one, how good are they? Don't look at the 4-2 record. Look at the point differential. They're currently -1. Through 6 games, they've been outscored by the opposition. For comparison's sake, Arizona is +7. That's a team we've laughed at all week long, and they've got a better point differential than Philadelphia. Number 2, remaining strength of schedule. For Baltimore, it gets easy. That's a reason to buy in. For Philadelphia, it's the 6th hardest in the NFL. Number 3, potential dysfunction. Obviously, you know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know how big it is, but that's something that can kill any sort of rally from the troops.
That's something awesome all the way around. That's something I want to talk to my players about today. When you have a meeting amongst the 3 heads of state, I'm not even sure how to describe it, the 3 big stars on their offense. A, the fact that it gets out.